we're live.
We are live.
I know. I love
Hello.
the flashing ears. Well, I don't. Are they attached? Are they always there?
Yes.
Your horns. You
They come
usually just
out.
comb over them.
They come out usually around this time of the month,
I
like every
understand
month.
that.
They just like they're recessed most of the time and then they
But
just
if
pop
Brent
out.
brings it up, he gets in trouble.
They serve a purpose. They're
He's like,
very
your horns are
intimidating.
showing. You were like, are you sane?
Are you sure that that's what you want to be pointing out to
Do
me at this
you
moment right
really
now?
want to talk about my horns right
I
now?
don't think that's smart.
I
I don't I'm
don't
a
think
woman with horns.
that's not a
Think.
good idea right now. You're
Exactly.
gonna die.
I love all the cat makeup.
Thank
Every
you.
fucking Halloween I tell myself, I'm gonna do some cat
I
makeup.
was
I'm gonna do
screenshotting
it.
so many pictures that looked easy but cute because it's
Yes.
seriously like, like 3 colors on my face, and I'm just like, okay, I can do this. Because I'm lazy. Like I do not do regular makeup.
Same.
Do not do regular makeup. I do like I don't even do eyeshadow. I just do like primer, and then I'm like, that's enough, right? Like
My eyes are primed. Everybody knows I'm good to
it's
go.
it's got a
Out the door.
tint. It's got a tint of green because I'm pink, so I'm like, that's good enough. But I took the black eyeshadow and I just kept going. I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then I did like white in here. I was like, ooh,
It's working.
thank you.
It worked. It looks
I need
great.
so I have 2 parties next week and I need to have better whiskers for the party. I think they need to be I need to now Google whisker pictures and figure out
Uh,
the clumping and formation and general trajectory because I don't think whiskers grow in like a scratch. Like
but you know what? I low key love it. It's very like homemade, very
it's
authentic looking. And I gotta say, the whole like nose, like
that
cowardly
was
lion thing,
That was Googled, and
100%.
then it's like white eyeshadow, and then I took the liquid liner, and I'm just like, da, 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 da. I'm like, done. And then the pigtails were because my hair's still wet. So
You know what I feel
yeah,
about all of this? I feel like this means you need to be doing a YouTube tutorial. So just
I
bring on
really
be like,
should.
"Oh, you know what you should do? You should like find a like some recent murder and talk about that while you
Okay,
put on cat makeup."
that is my favorite makeup tutorials to watch. The ones that are sitting there like, so get this.
Yes.
Most notorious unreported serial killer in England.
Yes.
And then they're like doing these wingtips. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I love everything about you.
Listen, these people are brilliant. Like, I love how there's a market for just like give the people what they want.
I
And
want to
they
see
want murder
makeup
and a
and
fucking
murder.
Slade face.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you.
That's all. Let's just put that shit together. Why
Yeah.
not? I love it.
It's like
Honestly.
I'm going to be sponsored by who is the box? Like it's not Naked. Is it Naked? Yeah, then like the Naked box or whatever.
What?
There's
I'm not
another
sure.
one. I don't even know. I
Is
don't
it
know
one
the
of the
makeup.
18 food service boxes that all these podcasts places advertise for? I've
No,
lost track.
I'm aiming to be like that beauty bakery, the one I always get the liquid lipstick ads on my Facebook because of where my shopping trends. It's bras and liquid lipstick are my. And then randomly, I had a life-size hot dog cutout. I'm like, what is a life-size hot dog cutout? Because hot dogs are this big. How is it I don't understand. But I was very excited. I screenshotted it.
What would
I
hit?
wanted.
I mean, what holiday corresponds with a giant cutout hot dog? Is it a Halloween thing?
All
Is
of
it
them.
Right? I'm like, wait, we can actually fit a hot dog in most
You
holidays.
just wrap them in lights. You stick some
Light.
heart headbands on him.
Listen, lights are literally
Everything.
the meaning of all things. So we went to a
I
bar
love lights
yesterday.
so much. Hey, I was at a bar
It
on
was
Friday.
midday, completely empty.
That's the best time. Except for
It
like
was
that one sad
excellent.
drunk on the corner. You're like, you, sir.
You know what? I like
love
them.
you.
They bring
I
a
love
certain
you.
authenticity to what we're doing. Look, we're getting day drunk here. Let's we're all in the open here. It's the
None of us are
daylight.
pretending.
Let's not hide. Let's not hide.
It's not pretending.
Anyway.
The sunlight is streaming in. It feels weird.
Completely. There's all of these productive things we could be doing, but instead we're just getting drunk.
Mhm.
The middle of the day. Let's be real about it.
On a Saturday.
So they had these like all of these Halloween decorations up, a lot of like headless dolls and things coming from roofs and stuff. And there were a string of lights. And so it's Halloween, right?
Yeah.
And it was like black, makes sense.
Obviously.
Orange, got
Totally
you.
get it. Yeah.
Then purple.
I get that though, because it's kind of a creepy color.
Is it?
Well,
I feel
okay,
like purple is
so
like royalty. I
it
don't think of
is,
like creepiness.
but you think like, so you see all those black and purple cats and stuff. Like it's like, or the purple like witches, like there's a purple glow.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
green is kind of a scary color too. It can be because green is kind of like,
Yeah. I would think
poison.
red though.
Absolutely. But red's too
See?
Christmassy.
Not if you don't put okay.
Unless it's like red and orange. I would love to see a red orange alternating string.
I
I
think
would
that
shoot
would
that up.
yes, I like this. I love the
Yeah.
like just glowing orange like ropes. Those
Hmm.
are efficient. I like those. Those are good
I
as
love
far as
lights.
Halloween decorations go. Yeah, they really are
I
the
have no
centerpiece of
decorations
everything.
up. I don't decorate. I haven't decorated for holiday since I moved out of my house 4 years ago.
We haven't
So
either. We're terrible for the neighborhood,
I
honestly.
literally just gave away my tree today. Like I was messaging in this group. I was like, does anyone want a 12-foot tree that's like 6-foot base? And someone was like, yes. I'm like, oh my God, take it. Please take this giant ass
Damn.
tree.
Yes, yes, that is a giant fucking tree.
I live in an apartment now. I do not have
It's like this is not an apartment tree.
I do not have the what is it? It's not disposable income. I do not have the disposable space
Yes,
for
that is it. Because that's
that
exactly what
kind
it
of,
needs to be.
well,
Like
because in my
one of
old
those
house I had to,
two-story.
yes, I had a
Yes,
giant
exactly.
entryway, and so you walk in and there's just, it was like a dance floor right there, and so I just put a giant tree right there because why wouldn't I? And
I
it was
love it.
gorgeous. But
I'm
I live in an
sure
apartment now with what, 8-foot ceilings, 9-foot ceilings. I can't do
we
that.
cannot
The
accommodate
tree
that.
would be like, "Er."
I'm gonna be honest, like I think mine are
Although I
maybe 10
should,
feet and it still feels overwhelming to imagine a
yeah,
tree that large. That's
gorgeous
gorgeous.
tree. It's a gorgeous
Yes.
tree.
We have
Um,
trees that large at like our city displays.
yeah,
So,
exactly. Well, I got it from I went to Home Depot, I believe, and it was a display, and I bought the display model, and I had like, negotiated, like haggled them down. I was like, no, I'm not going to pay that. That's too much. This is on display. There's
I
clearly
didn't
this
even
pine cone is
know.
crooked or whatever. So it was like a week before Christmas. They weren't going to sell it. So I got it like super discounted.
I didn't even know Home Depot let you do that. That's
No,
real badass.
actually, it was Hobby Lobby. Ooh, sorry.
Oh.
It was years ago, though. It's years ago.
Like I don't know if I want to admit that. But you know what? You took money out of Hobby Lobby's pocket.
Well,
Congratulations.
I low key loved pulling out that box because it had like a giant price tag on it. And I'm like, I didn't pay that. So I love telling people like that you pull that tree out and it was like this giant thing. And they're like, oh my gosh. Like my mom would come over and she's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh no. No, I didn't do
Absolutely
that.
not. I didn't know. Of course
Oh
not.
no. I would have though. But
I think that's always my like reason for not decorating because it's like first of all I always forget and it's always like the reminder that oh you're supposed to decorate is seeing other people already have decorated their houses and then it's like well then do I make a
you
special
drive down the
trip?
road and you're like I love that spider so much but I can't. I just can't.
Exactly. And then it's like 3 weeks in of October and you're just like well the mood is past.
I'm over
It's
it.
already 3 weeks into October. We'll get it next year. Next year I'm going to put it on a calendar.
So I sent a text yesterday to a gentleman caller. I was like, hey, is it too early to start watching Christmas movies? The answer was yes, but I mean, I don't feel in my heart.
You're not even out of Halloween season. Like it's low key disrespectful. Like I am one.
Which God, I don't know.
But listen, if you want to skip Thanksgiving, that's fine because there's really only like what 3 good Thanksgiving movies, and honestly, really the only answer is Home for the Holidays. Really,
that one's good.
That one's very
so
fucking good.
I like the ones. So the one where she brings a fake fiance home for Thanksgiving because her family was giving her such a hard time for not ever having a boyfriend. So she brings home this fake fiance, but it rolls into a Christmas movie. So it's a twofer.
Wait,
that's my favorite one.
Is this a Hallmarker or like a Netflix
Obviously.
one? Okay.
Obviously. So
I've seen to put it in the category because I'm like, I definitely don't know what this is.
Literally, I've seen all of them. And the surprising, the weird, surprising Netflix Christmas movie that I got last year. I was watching it. It was this lesbian couple. I was like, okay. You know, okay, Netflix, you've got me. It's a lesbian Christmas heartwarming tale
Yes.
turned into an anti-abortion ad. I was like, the fuck.
I would be so
I
fucking
was
pissed off. I
super
was
mad. It was
jarred.
one of those like sliding doors, like, you know, like you chose the wrong direction, and the ghost was her aborted son, and she should have chosen the other path and not ended up with her wife. Boom. I was like super mad. I was like, this started out as a delightful
romp, a nice holiday romp, and it turned into some super regressive shit. I gotta be honest with you, it is a make, because I'm sure that wasn't well
like
made,
it
and
was a
I'm
bait
sure
and
it
switch
was
right there.
written
It was
awfully,
no,
and
yeah, it was.
they still got funding.
All of them, yeah, all of them. Like the ones that are secret princesses, come on. Or the prince that's in the hospital and he falls in love with the nurse. I mean, come on. Like I love those. I love them.
They're so amazing. I love how in those movies they make you believe that those people are somehow not horrible. Because let's be real, if you grow up in like British
Raised,
aristocracy,
sick, rich, like
yes,
you are
no
not
way.
a good person.
No,
You are not like I've seen. I used to watch the reality show with Paris Hilton. There is no way she's a good person. Like
listen, all of these, I love how now it's like, let's have equal opportunity, like reality shows. So it's like, let's look at Black rich people and Asian American rich people. And like, it's all the same. Like, it's
if
all
you
the
are
same
that
drama and issues. It's
privileged,
awful.
if you can like literally yell out of your door, I want a drink, and someone will hand you a soda, come on. Like, and not
Yeah.
just because you live with another person, but that's
Right?
like,
Like it's someone's literal job to anticipate all of your needs and respond
although
to
if
it.
I were ever going to get rich enough to hire someone to do things for me, a drink person would be who I hire. I would love to have someone, because how many times have you been laying in bed and you're all warm and snuggly and you're all curled up on your pillow and you're thirsty and you're like, God damn it, the kitchen's right, it's way over there.
I get this, but you're
I have-
rich. You can literally make every nightstand into just a fridge.
I have no emergency water bottles in like on my side of the bed when that happens.
I need an
My
emergency
backup whiskey
person.
emergency water person who may or may not stay in bed and, you know.
Listen, $70K in benefits, I'm there. You're going to be the most hydrated fucking person in all of the Southeast United States. There.
All right, we're going to do the beginning. That was, hopefully the patrons will enjoy that. Oh, super fun. I don't really care. I'm having fun talking to Nikki.
Exactly. We're having a good time.
All right, I'm going to do this. It's going to be like jarring because it's the beginning of the show. So be ready. Okay. Brace yourself.
Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into?
I think you know.
You're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm so bad at the fading out.
I was like, that was abrupt.
Okay, so I clicked on the volume thing to try to be like, click it down, and just went mute. I was like, okay, this is what we have. This is what happened today. That's what happened today. So I can keep doing it. Like, dun, da, 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 da. Sorry. Okay, I'm Amy with an I, and I'm here with Nikki.
Hi.
You can introduce yourself. Sorry.
Okay, hey everybody. I am Nikki, a sometimes guest on this awesome podcast with the two Amy's, Secular Soup, and I am from Unapologetics with Brent Lee, and I'm just here having
pretty
fun.
much one
Ready
of
for
our
some
favorite
stories.
people ever.
Yes, and y'all are ours, obviously.
I was really happy when you guys got the house with my room in it. very happy.
It's waiting for you.
It's waiting.
It's actually like
I'm
full
just-
of stuff right now. But you tell us, you give us that date, and we will get our shit together.
I'll text you from the airport. You're like, fuck. I knew it. I knew this is the kind of person she was. I knew it.
Like, oh, wouldn't you know? There's this amazing hotel that you must stay in at least this one night, and then tomorrow we're gonna have a great time together in that room.
Maybe.
Wait, that sounded. You know what we mean?
I do. I will bring the, I don't know, card game. I don't even know what kind of fun we're gonna have.
Oh my goodness, we would not be fun. We're not those kind of people. Apparently,
I'm not either. Actually, like I'm super not. Like I keep getting invited to parties and stuff, and I'm like a maybe. I'm a strong maybe. And then when it comes down to it, I'm like,
I know.
There's so many things I'd have to shave.
It's so intimate. It's
like
so intimate.
I am not someone who doesn't like to have like good angles all the time and good lighting, because I am on the wrong side of 27. No, there is not. I've had 3 children. Yeah, no. Like when I go to pool parties, I have a bikini, which is edgy, but it's because I like to be able to pee. That's why I have a bikini. Honestly, that's my real reason.
True.
Real reason. Because pulling that thing back up, that's how I'm going to die. I'm going to fall over.
Listen,
right?
Like, to me, the one piece has no function in my life anymore. Like,
I
don't do that. I don't do that. And I remember
2-piece
when I was
with
younger,
a wire in it. It has wiring in it, like some kind of lifting system.
See, that's what same.
I'll send.
Same.
Yeah,
I need support. Need support while I'm in that water.
Exactly.
Just need to feel supported.
But those swimsuits that I get are basically like Spanx on the bottom, and it is like a full corset bra on top that's lifting, and yeah, that's what I do.
Listen, people don't understand. Like, just because you're getting a pool doesn't mean things can be all over the place. Like, we still gotta be able to be secure.
I want to remain contained. I don't want to be halfway across the pool and in my spot.
You see. You know, we've had the same experience.
And like, I had a swimsuit once that didn't have any support, so I wore a bra underneath it until I got a new swimsuit.
You've got to do what you've got to do. I was definitely that 6th grader that still had a bra on under her. Look, you got to do what you got to do. Okay.
And what was that? What was the ones back in the day with like the contrast where you have the zipper and it was a different color underneath?
Yes. Yes.
And you felt so edgy. You're like, unzip it. You're like, oh, it's green.
Exactly.
Hot pink and green.
Oh my God, taking me back.
It's like basically a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper on my.
Oh, shit. I was not ready, but yes. Can I tell you how that was perfect? Yes, that is absolutely what it was.
Well, we're supposed to be talking about Halloween stories, but I figured childhood is kind of fearful. It's kind of scary anyway.
Oh my goodness, it absolutely is. We're rewatching right now, or we're watching that show. Have you ever heard of that show, Lock and Key?
Yes, it was so good.
Yes, so season 2 is out now.
I haven't watched season 2 yet. I loved the first season. Loved it.
It's starting out so good, but as I watch that, and I've been watching some other like teen like Halloween movies, I'm just like, I don't miss that. Like, I don't miss that shit at all. Especially not middle school. Like,
oh no.
I'm so set.
Yeah, I have a daughter, and she just started 6th grade, and she is she's mean enough that she's enjoying it.
Good for her. Glad she found a place. I mean, really, that's what,
honestly.
Glad she found it.
Well, okay, so she has a good group of friends, and that helps to have that insulation. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like anything people say to her, she's like.
That's the right attitude to have, honestly.
Like, she
don't
grew
let
up
these motherfuckers change you.
She grew up with brothers.
Oh, actually, she's ready.
And so actually, gentleman caller said something to me yesterday. He was watching some show and he was like, "Oh, that daughter's a bitch because her mom's a bitch." And I was like, "Excuse me." I take offense to this, and he was like, "Yep." He just stood right there, doubling down.
He's like, do not, I'm not misconstruing anything. I'm not trying. No, like that leap you took, that was 100% correct.
Dead in the eyes. And he was like, yep.
Wow. See,
so
this is
what I'm saying is Brett needs a new co-host at some point because he's going to die. He's going to die.
Once they start telling you the truth about yourself or making you think it's, I can't. This is too intimate. I don't want it.
lie
Like, I'm
to
not ready
me
for love
forever.
yet.
Just lie to me forever.
Seriously, if I wanted this, I'd go to therapy. Stop. Like, seriously, can we live in this delusion together?
So, I watched that horror show Midnight Mass.
That was an
Really,
experience.
really good. And I loved
Yes.
seeing the guy from New Adventures of Old Christine. I loved seeing him. He's the priest.
Is he really?
He was the brother on New Adventures of Old Christine, which I loved that show.
I never watched that one.
It was super fun. I liked it.
I need
Yeah.
to watch that then.
Because I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes, she is
I like
fucking
her.
hilarious. She's
I like
amazing.
her. And he plays her younger brother, which you can see if you watch it. Like, you could see
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
I can 100% see that. Yeah, he was amazing in it. I really enjoyed it. And the kid
loved
from
everybody.
yes, especially the Barbara character. I don't know who that woman was. I'd never seen her in anything before that, but she was perfect for it. And the kid from what was it? Texas, Friday Night Lights. What was his name? I can't remember his name, but he was like
I didn't watch that show.
Seaver.
I grew up through that. I grew up in that. I don't want to know. I don't want to.
Like, I didn't need to watch a dramatized series on my life.
To see it dramatized.
Because it was wild. I mean,
yeah. Well, I don't know if I exactly went. I don't know if that exactly what I lived through, but it was probably
shit went down on Friday Night Lights. But it was the only thing. I don't want to spoil it, but like, can I tell you when he like did that whole boat trip and waited until the morning?
I was bawling.
It was sad, but I was also just kind of like, they could have used your fucking help. Like, you're the one person who could have like fought these people in some kind of like real material way. And
I'm not as strong as you. I'm like, fuck you. And every man ever would do that.
I feel like, right? Like, he was feeling so sorry for himself. And it's like, stop feeling sorry. Just fix it.
Emotional labor to the end. Literally what they do. It's like, and you clean up this mess.
And he literally left her to clean up the fucking mess with all the other humans.
It was such a good show, though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much.
A lot of soliloquies. Few too many soliloquies.
I also colored on my phone and drank while I watched it, so just zoomed right past that. A lot of religious soliloquies.
Oh my god!
Zoomed right past that. I was like, I am over. So, Gentleman Caller loved all the soliloquies. I'm like, you eat that up. I'm going to be coloring on my phone. Have fun with that. I will skip ahead to the action. Tell me when someone is getting killed, and I will be back in there.
Because it's like they would start with a nice metaphor.
Sure.
And they would just beat that motherfucker to death
for like 20 minutes. I'm like, come on.
Like, how many more ways can you say what you just said 20 minutes ago? How many more ways are you going to say it? Oh, it was amazing.
I feel like the opposite of that, though, was Squid Games. Yeah. No soliloquies. Jump straight into murdering people brutally.
And then all the moral shit is right there on the surface. Like, it don't have to be too deep. It's all right there. It's all right there for you. I love it. They make it so easily digestible.
Is anybody a good person? Probably not.
Nobody. Not a single person.
Is there anybody who's actually redeemable? Probably not.
No.
Do you actually like anybody? No.
But they did make you like even like the bad guys.
The girl.
Tell you, yes. But also the dude, the like lead gang guy. Like, he was terrible, but I was enthralled every time he was doing anything.
Loved him. Kind of had a low-key crush on him. Let's be real. Like, the power.
Listen.
And the mask.
When he
like a man of mystery.
when they thought that they were like the rival gang thought that they'd got him and they were gonna kill him, and he just like got out of the car and like stabbed that man to death right quick, like it was nothing. I was just like, oh, he's like that motherfucker. Like, okay. This is okay. I didn't see that coming. All right, I'm here now. Let's do this.
I was like, I'm back on this show. I wasn't going to.
Like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do this.
We binged it in like 2 days because I was like loving it. So
Same.
what I wanted to talk about eventually, it's fine, it's whatever, was ghost stories. And I was like trying to figure out, I'm like, do I have any good ghost stories personally? I have one, but it's not even good. Like, and I don't even know if it actually happened because our brains are fallible and I could have gone back and, rewritten it to make it like special because my grandpa just, I don't know. I'll tell you the story and then we can make a decision. It's probably not real. So I was away at debate camp because I'm a nerd. For the summer.
I respect that shit so much.
I was away at debate camp. And it wasn't just debate camp. It was debate camp. The school could only afford to send one person to debate camp, and it was me. That's how bad it was.
Okay.
So it was very nerdy for like the whole state. Anyway, so I was at debate camp, and my grandpa died while I was gone, and I didn't know that. And I was locked. Like I went to the bathroom from my dorm room, and I came back, and the door was like, I left it half open or like, kind of open because I was just going to the bathroom. And I didn't want to bring my card or anything, because it was just across the hall. And I ran back, and just as I got to the door, I reached for the handle and the door slammed like right in my face. And the only thing I had on me was the phone card and not my key card. And so I went downstairs and called my mom, and that's how I found out my grandpa died. And so I was convinced forever that my grandpa had done that. So I would go down and talk to my parents because they were all driving out to the funeral, and they were like, just stay there. Your grandpa would have wanted you to finish because you earned this or whatever. So I didn't go to his funeral because of that, but that was my ghost story. That was like, so, but I don't know if that actually, I mean, it's air pressure. I don't know, but it's one of those things like we don't actually know.
Of course you can logic your way out of it, of course. But
my whole life I was always like, I was not planning on calling my mom until after dinner. And that was like early in the morning. So and my phone card just happened to be in my jeans that I pulled on to go to the bathroom across the hall. So,
wild.
I know. It was wild. It was one of those wild things. So, I don't know. That's my ghost story, but that was my personal one. So
I don't know. That is kind of like,
it's a good one.
It's a good one because that's,
and it was one of those testimony affirming things, because I was also
I'm
Mormon.
sure someone got lots of affirmation out of that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things that's just not explainable and leaves
and
that's
the thing is there's so many things that aren't explainable.
Exactly.
So do you have any?
I have one.
See?
Oh my God. So
everybody has something.
I have a couple actually. Like, I have a couple.
I want to hear.
So the first one coincides with this little weird tradition that my family has where we do this thing called the Bad Santa Claus, where on Christmas Eve, basically like all the cousins stay together and we all sleep at usually my grandmother's house. And that night at some point, the bad Santa Claus would visit us and basically terrorize us, right? And basically be like, because it's Christmas Eve, so you're going to stay up really late, right?
Right.
And so we're in the room. It's like 2 a.m. All the adults are out playing cards, getting drunk. It's Christmas Eve, having a great time. And we're all joking, kiki in the room, all the kids.
Yeah,
and then finally around 2:00, the adults are like, okay, it's time for y'all to go the fuck to bed because
you're going to
be up to sleep. Exactly. You're going to be up at like 6 a.m. trying to open presents. So someone usually dresses up as like Santa Claus and then they put like pillowcase, like a ghost face over their face and then literally go and like bang on all the windows while the kids are in there to try to get them to go to sleep. Yes. So one year.
That's not going to make someone go to sleep. That's going to make someone wet the bed.
It was terrifying, but we went the fuck to bed though. We were all huddled together crying, but we were asleep. So one year we had, I swear to God, it was terrifying.
They should write a parenting novel. I'm just saying, some kind of.
This is what I'm saying. So, okay, we're all in the room and we get the visit from Bad Santa Claus. Everything is, we're terrified, whatever.
Yeah.
I lay down. I'm going to sleep, but I wasn't really ready to go to sleep because I wanted to go sleep with my great grandmother who lived in the apartment behind the house. So I'm walking through the kitchen and then I get to the back den where the door is where you have to go out and to go to her apartment. And all of a sudden I hear, "What are you doing in here?" Right? And I'm like freaked out because everybody's asleep. Asleep. And I'm just like, I still to this day don't know who or what said that. I just turned my ass around and went back into the room and went to bed.
You're like, no,
like,
you know
I'm
what?
not fucking with this.
I will see Grammy tomorrow. Like,
seriously, I just could not. I was like, I can't deal with
she
that.
knows I love her.
Yes, I will love on her tomorrow, but whoever that voice is, I can't see it. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to take myself to bed in the room I'm supposed to be in. So that
Oh
was
my
my first
gosh.
one. To this day,
Yeah.
I still don't know. So
Yeah. See, that's the thing, is we don't know. And everybody you ask has something.
I'm saying, because it would have to be a real investment for someone in my family to just be like, I'm just gonna sit out here all night and like try to scare one of these kids. Like, it is possible, but it's just kind of like,
I mean, it might have been someone that was just getting a drink and they were just sitting out there.
absolutely,
you know,
but
who knows?
My like
But
7-year-old
at this
brain
point, they would have
couldn't explain it.
Maybe they would have fessed up to it at this point.
You would think.
Unless you're just related to a bunch of assholes like I am.
You know, it's possible. Like, I don't put it past a few of them.
See?
So, yeah, it could have just been one of those things where
everybody has that uncle that just loves scaring the shit out of little kids.
Exactly. So my second one is in high school. I had a friend that I was close to that got really ill, and she didn't make it. And we all went to her memorial service and we were all grieving. And I remember, like, for some reason, it was close to Valentine's Day. So a bunch of friends of mine were like, let's make some Valentine's cookies for our whole class. Let's just do something good, because it's been a rough year. And we were making cookies. And then I had to go in my room for some reason to get something. I don't even remember what. But I just remember going in there. The light was off. And I walked in there, and all of a sudden I heard someone say my name.
Aww.
And I was like, what was that? And then to this day, I still don't know what it was. Like, it could have been me just making it up.
You never know. Yeah,
exactly. But I'm like,
that's
just
the thing,
felt
is
like it happened. It was crazy.
You believe these things like 100%. Like I do. I believe these. Like all these things happen to me because I actually remembered another one. But our brains. Then you watch an Addams ruins everything, and you realize how incredibly fallible our brains are.
Yes.
And every time we recall something, we just add something like a little sprinkle of a elaboration.
Absolutely.
And then that becomes the memory. And so I don't trust myself to remember things accurately. I think I have a pretty good memory because I can go back and recall things fairly okay, but I don't actually know if that's what really happened all the time.
Exactly.
So that's why, so I've said it on my show before, but when I was going through my divorce, it was not a good situation. And I didn't want to put that magic spin on things and color it nicely, put some rose colored glasses and spin it. So I started recording every conversation I had with him. And then at night I would listen to it because I was not trying to be like super, like living in the bad and living in the abuse and stuff, but I was literally playing it back for myself to remind myself not to do that. And because you wonder when you leave an argument or when you leave a really bad situation, you're like, was it actually that bad?
Exactly.
Because you start to color it like, well, maybe I was just being a little sensitive, or maybe he was doing this.
We're being told to blame ourselves for everything.
Right. So I would go back, and I would actually recommend this to anybody who's going through an abusive situation, to record someone, eat just for yourself.
Yes.
And just play it back. Anytime you start to be like, well, maybe I'll just go get in his bed, and maybe I'll just go over here. Maybe I'll forgive him. Maybe I'll take that bottle, whatever. You don't take the bottle of wine. Well, no, you take the bottle of wine, you slam the door in his face. And then you listen to the recording, and it was as bad as I remembered, and, worse actually. So yeah, that's what I did, because I don't trust my brain.
Yes.
That's a little pointer for people out in the world.
And it's hard to trust your brain because it wants to convince you of so many things.
Even now, like if I can't recall what happened, I know he called me Hitler one time because he was really winning the argument. Because that's what people do when they're winning the argument, is they call you Hitler. No, worse than Hitler. That's worse than Hitler.
Like he had graduated like the preschool of debate. Like
calling.
About 6 years old.
That was fun. He said he'd rather live with Hitler because I was worse than Hitler. And I was like, look him up. See if he wants to room with you. Okay.
He's like, okay, go look at the data. All right.
Absolutely. You don't know he actually died. Like, he could still be alive. Go for it.
And I love how that's like the perfect insult because it's the one where you can't even be insulted by it. It's just one of those things where like, I just feel so sorry for you that you don't know what the fuck you're saying right now.
Yeah, at that point, I was doing some kind of craft. I think I was sewing something for my daughter or whatever. I was at this table and I was just sewing. And he said something like that. I'd rather live with Hitler, worse than Hitler, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, did you seriously just say that to me? Like, who the fuck does that? Are you an incel in the comment thread on our governor's website? Like, I didn't say that, but I know that because I've played them all back.
Reel that energy, though.
That energy, exactly.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with
Since
you?
we're talking about horror stories, you know.
Why are we are legit cackling.
We are.
At inclusive.
So what the second one I remember was I was super, super sick. I had strep and the flu. I was like 8 years old or something. And it was the middle of the night and I was up just feeling miserable. I'd missed like a week of school. Oh no, I had chicken pox and strep and the flu. Like I had everything. Like it was the whole, gambit of childhood diseases in the 80s that you weren't vaccinated for.
Look, I'm glad you're here today.
Right?
That's a lot.
I'm fine. They prayed about it. It was fine. But no,
Glad it worked.
I was literally like, I was in bed. I was like shivering because I was running a high fever and I had a bucket by my bed because I was like super sick. And, I was just not feeling good. And someone came in my room and they were in all white, like a flowing white, whatever, gave me a hug and like a really warm, I remember it was like a warm, comforting, like super good hug. And so I just kind of like rolled over and went to sleep. And then they just like walked out of my room. And so the next morning I assumed it was one of my parents. Like in a robe or something that I'd never seen.
Yeah.
And so the next morning I was like, hey, did anyone come in my room last night wearing white and hugged me? And my mom was like, no. And my dad was like, no. My dad worked nights. He was like, I didn't get home until 7 a.m. I was like, oh, okay. So that happened. So I just became convinced that I was protected because I was a super special person. Yes. And that person watched out for me forever. They're really disappointed in me now, the things that I do. It's so
striking how these stories, when they're meant to be an affirmation of your faith, they're loving and amazing and sweet and it's so, like protective. But actually, if you're not doing it for that reason, it's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrifying. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like a Medium episode where
I loved that show. Loved that show.
I need everybody to get the fuck off Alison Dubois, okay? She's a treasure. Okay?
She's a national treasure. She's almost Betty White level, but not quite.
Not quite. My goodness, it reminds me of one of those episodes where you keep thinking it's a dream that it's happening, but then you realize that person actually exists and they've been murdering people. So yeah, that's terrifying.
I love it. I love it. It reminds me
all white too.
But my memories, what?
And the person in all white too. Like it's just
absolutely
could be and something so serene and sweet, but also could be terrifying. Well,
yeah. I really think it was just some kind of subliminal, like, because temple clothes were white, and so I kind of I'm now looking back on it. I don't believe it anymore, but
had to have been. I think there was some kind of subconscious stuff going on there.
Well, and I was also feverish. We have to take that into account.
It's true.
I was feverish. I was very ill. So
that's true.
That is all hindsight. I'm looking back on it. I was probably running a fever of like 102, 103 because kids run high fevers. So
hopped up on cough syrup.
All hopped up on cough syrup.
It's a lot happening.
There was a lot going on in my tiny little brain. But because of that incident, I became dead convinced that I was a very special, chosen, one of God's favorite people. And I could see beyond the veil, is what Mormons call it. And I became convinced that I could see angels and ghosts everywhere I went. Everywhere I went. Convinced.
Wow. So wait, how did this go? Like, did you like tell your youth group?
Oh yeah. I told stories all the time.
That's so interesting.
I'd walk in somewhere, like I went through the ruins in New Mexico, like the Native American ruins, and I would stop and I would just start crying. I'm like, someone died right here. Like, convinced.
I cannot believe you took your act on the road.
I took my act on the road. And so looking back, I grew up in San Antonio, which is Catholic and Southern Baptist, not a lot of Mormons. I was the weird religious girl, so I had to be special in some other way than being just Mormon. And then inside the Mormon church, I was already special because I'd been hugged by an angel. So how many of you have been touched by an angel? 0. Boom. Mic drop.
It's so, oh my goodness. You know what is always so striking to me?
No self-esteem issues ever.
Right? No, not at all.
Ever.
None of that happening. But also, it's really fucking easy to build up some social currency in religious circles too.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you about the time I was
Oh.
literally touched by an angel, not inappropriately, like, you know, you and the bishop.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I went into the wrong business.
I feel like that all the time. I'm like, I want to make a salt spa where we tell religious stories and we have like magic crystals on the shelves and we would just kill it.
I love it. Yes, I like this business model.
So seriously, okay, salt spas are my pet peeve. Well, okay, I want to love them so much because I love salt air.
Okay.
I love the glow of light behind salt walls. Like, it's beautiful. It's like salt lamps are beautiful. But please don't tell me they're going to cure things. Like, I want to go and love it.
I don't need all of that.
That's what bothers me. It's like,
exactly. But they have to do that extra. Like, I don't know if you've seen, like, on YouTube, they've started selling dirt now, drinkable dirt. I don't know. But you can now buy dirt that is meant to be drunk. And of course, it's like all these oxidation benefits.
And if it causes stomach upset, it's your body cleansing itself?
Basically, you're detoxing with what you're supposed to, which is earth.
Okay.
Mighty earth. That's being sold by a dude in like a diesel cap and a white deep V t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because that dude knows all about antioxidants.
He is holistic as fuck, Nikki. Like,
and you know, it always starts. I was just feeling so low, so I quit my, 6-figure job to go down to Costa Rica.
Did not have a 6-figure job.
And if you did, it still doesn't explain why you're fucking trying to sell me dirt on YouTube right now.
Why does it have to be like from a different country? Why can't it be from like Alabama?
Every time it always has to be from some.
It can be like the
else.
red dirt from Alabama. Like, we all know what that looks like. Let's go drink it.
In Costa Rica, it's special dirt.
Is it?
Their dirt has special properties or something. I don't know.
So
I don't understand the grifting model. I don't get it.
We need to look into that.
Yes.
This is something I want to understand more, the grifting model.
Exactly. This is why we're not grifting well enough.
I'm going to watch Leverage and I'm going to take notes.
Which, by the way, is still on TV.
It is. Why did I stop watching it? It is a fan-fucking-tastic show.
I've never watched it, but I
watch it.
am
it's
shocked. Great. I was just like, damn, I didn't think any TNT show could last that long. I'm low-key impressed. Like, that's just that's awesome.
Except for Walking Dead. Why is that still on? No, that's AMC. That's AMC.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about TNT here.
But why is that still on?
TNT doesn't have any long runners.
Why is that still on? Like, I haven't watched it since, I don't even know. I didn't watch it very long because I didn't care. So the first season, I was yelling at them because they're terrible parents. And then later, I was yelling at them because they're terrible parents. And then the mom died and I was happy because she was a terrible fucking parent. And then I was just, I don't know. I got tired of it.
I feel you're making me feel like I don't actually need to watch Leverage.
Oh, no, not Leverage. I'm talking about Walking Dead. I'm dumb.
Oh, okay. Well, that I definitely.
Oh, no, Leverage is great. It is a grifting team that goes after like corporate heads, like the guy that bought the yacht instead of giving his company bonuses. Like,
oh, well, that seems right up my alley.
It's
you know what I just finished watching, which was very good. Goliath. Do you ever
Okay.
watch that one on
I
USA?
haven't.
It's Billy Bob Thornton.
I love
he
him.
plays a lawyer who
He's
does
so
the same
weird.
thing. He's very weird, but can I tell you, the guy just oozes like, I'm just a dude here trying to act. I'm
Just a
just a
guy.
dude acting here. Like, let's just do this and get
Just-
this done. He's so easy to watch. He's so easy to watch. Like, he
Okay.
doesn't chew up the scenes. He doesn't over.
Yeah.
Like, he's just.
He's the
good.
opposite of James Spader.
That's 100% it.
Okay, so this is a completely different vibe, but I love The Secretary. Love The Secretary.
One of my
Pretty sure-
favorites.
One of my
Yes.
favorites. I love that movie so much. Like I watched
So
it on like basic cable a million years ago, and then I was like,
Same.
love this movie so much and fucking hot. Love
Yeah.
this movie. But James Spader is the worst part of the whole movie.
He really is.
He's the worst. Maggie Gyllenhaal is a goddamn angel, and I love her.
She is
But
fantastic
James
to watch.
Spader, I'm like, ew, you can do better, Maggie.
He's a
Mags.
lot.
Mags.
I
better.
definitely prefer 80s James Spader to 90s, early 2000 and current Blacklist James Spader. I'm just not interested in that. He's too much.
But have you seen
Oh, but you know what?
Blacklist is delightful.
I've heard this, but I can't.
Okay.
I can't start it now. It's too
I
many
get it.
episodes. It's too many
get
seasons.
it.
It's too many episodes, and I
Okay.
can't do it anymore. But or I didn't even start because I'm like, I already know what this is going to be. It's going to be 12 seasons and 23 episodes, and I can't do it. But
I get it.
he
I
was
get it.
really good in Boston. What was it? Boston Practice? Legal Boston? Boston Practice.
Okay.
Practice
I never
Box-
saw
Boston.
that.
I don't
Something-
know. Something
Those
where he
two
was a
words
lawyer.
in some formation. Okay.
Yes, it was that night. You know how the team.
I do.
It was that night where they had all the shows in Boston at one time. Like 8
Uh,
o'clock was like the teaching, like Boston schools,
The
and then 9
Boston
o'clock was like
schools.
the Boston. You know where they do
Mhm.
it with Chicago now. It was so weird. Why
Chicago
did Network
Fire.
TV Exactly. Why do they
Yeah.
do that? It's so weird and gimmicky. We don't.
Well, and then like Grey's
Don't do
Anatomy is like Seattle Grace. It's like, oh my God, stop. That's another show I can't watch. I
Okay.
just don't care. I
oh
just
yeah,
don't care.
no, I gave up
Okay.
on that.
I had a
Ages
crush on
ago.
Denny, who was a patient who died, and then that was it. But then he became Deacon or whatever on Walking Dead. I watched that season because hello. Then he was the dad on Supernatural. I watched that. Well, I watched
Oh.
Supernatural. I have a crush on that guy.
I feel like that's low
Big
key
guy.
throwing some shade because he should not be old enough to be those boys' dad.
It was in the past. It was in the
Okay.
past.
All right, I'll take it then.
Yeah. And
I don't like that.
but Jensen Ackles is my boyfriend. He doesn't just know it yet. He doesn't know it yet.
That's another show that's still going, right?
No, it ended like last year. It just
Okay.
ended.
Good
Just
for
ended.
them. I'm happy for them.
That show. So I watched a couple seasons. Delightful. I always enjoyed it, and
Mhm.
I will probably go back and watch the rest of it at some point.
It did seem like people genuinely enjoyed it, and I can see why. Like, it's a whole world and it's immersive, and I get it. And I low-key like almost did that with Riverdale because Riverdale is like the same vibe.
I need
Almost.
to watch that. I need to.
I couldn't do it. I did like half of season 2, and then I was just
I
like, this
couldn't
is
do
getting
Sabrina.
weird.
I tried.
I couldn't either.
I watched the first season and I was like, meh.
I could not either. And it's really sad because I actually do really like Kieran and Shipka.
Me too.
But honestly, it just feels like I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like she could hold a whole show on her own.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just
But
didn't work out.
So the best show I've ever seen. Well, okay. The best from beginning to end show I ever saw was 6 Feet Under.
Still haven't seen the last season.
So good. Be ready to
I have a
cry.
problem quitting. I have a problem ending things.
Okay, so
honestly.
the best, that's my best, my beginning to end, because it never stops and it ends on just like, it's beautiful. I cried. Like, it was the best ending of any series ever.
You're inspiring me to rewatch that with Brent
It's
because
good.
he's never seen it either.
It's so
and
good.
I
Neither
keep
has
expressing to him,
Gentleman
he's
Call.
gonna
He's
love
never
it.
seen it.
We
It's
should
so
do a
good.
rewatch.
I agree.
And then do a show. We talk about what we learned
So much
on a
work.
second
Oh,
rewatch.
okay, after, not every episode.
No, yeah.
Too
Oh no.
much
Also, I'm like, where are we gonna find the audience in 2021 and honestly into 2022 because it's gonna take us for fucking ever.
Do you
For a
remember the
weekly
show that
recap.
was on 15 years ago?
Exactly. Well, listen to us.
Remember it was
people.
good? Do you remember? No? Okay, go back and watch, then listen.
Rewatch every single episode with us while we recap it. I mean,
We
they
should
did it
do
with
that.
the Gilmore Girls. Maybe
Okay.
we're underselling it.
Gilmore Girls was great. We should do that, actually. Hello, Whole Market. We can go watch, like, well, they've already done
Old
it with The
HBO
Office.
shows.
Like old HBO shows. Like we'll go back and watch The Sopranos. We'll go back. I've never seen it actually. We can go back and watch Dexter. That was Showtime though. Yeah, we'll just.
Oh my God, there's so many HBO shows too that I just binge watched because I was behind on Insecure. So I just binge watched season
love
3
that
and season
show.
4.
That
And
one's
I was
good.
just like, this show is so I can't stop watching it. It's like everything I will say for like all the writing is great and I'm enjoying
Mhm.
like all the past that the characters are going down or whatever.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, one of the biggest triumphs of that show is just the feel, the vibe. Oh my God. It makes me like not like actually want to go to LA, which
Yeah.
is
Weird. Yeah.
I know, right?
So Ally McBeal made me want to move to Boston. Just
I can see that.
Yeah.
That was a cool show. I'm
it was
sorry.
a very cool
For-
show.
I don't
It
know.
was a
I
cool
think I was
show.
like 14 or whatever, but I was just like,
I
Ally McBeal is
rewatched
a
it
vibe.
after my daughter was born, when I was like up with a baby. So I watched Ally McBeal on like Netflix or something. So
it was peak Portia de Rossi, peak Lucy Liu.
so hot, both of them. So hot. Portia de Rossi is amazing.
Amazing. Simply
yeah.
amazing.
Okay, so the other show that is like the best show ever, but it was only a couple seasons, was Pushing Daisies.
Oh my God, you love Pushing Daisies too.
So much.
I
My
love
daughter is named
Daisies.
Charlotte, and I call her Charlie. It's
I love
partly
that. See,
from
this is
Pushing
why
Daisies.
this is why my love for you is enduring, because you just get it. Yes, Pushing
Yes,
Daisies.
it's
is
partly from Pushing
everything.
Daisies. It's partially from Sex and the City. It's a merge. It's a Sex
It's
and the
so good.
Daisies. I don't know.
I love that show. I was so sad
So
that it
good.
ended.
Me
I
too.
like being able to see Lee Pace every week was a gift in and of itself.
Yes, he is the most
and-
adorable man. Like
For real.
adorable.
And Shy McBride was hilarious.
Yes.
And also another show that had a great vibe. Just like
They
just a great
they
vibe.
have not recreated it. I don't think they've recreated it yet.
No.
Yeah, I don't. So
No.
I wanted to talk about like local horror stories because everybody has like their local like witch in the water or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, we guess we can like broach it real fast and then end the show because we.
Let's do it.
Okay. So
Sorry, y'all. We had some shit to catch up on.
we have some things. We have business to attend to.
Exactly.
Nikki, listen. Nikki and I don't talk to each other very often anymore. It's been a hell of a year. We live in shitty states and we are just barely hanging on.
We're doing the best we can here,
Doing
okay?
the best we can. Back off.
For real.
Patrons. I don't even know. The rest of y'all can get back on. I don't know, but I don't know. Whatever. So I grew up in San Antonio.
Mm.
There was a tale of there was supposed to be a bus that stalled out on a train track, and the train came and just took out the bus full of children. And so you're supposed to put baby powder on the trunk of your car. And it's one of those weird gravity things where you go and you put your car in neutral, you park on the tracks, which are old and not used anymore, but you park on the tracks, and it's called the tracks in San Antonio.
Uh-huh.
And you put yourself in neutral and you park, and your car rolls off the train tracks. Like it's pushed off, and you like roll down the road and then it stops. And it's really cool. I've done it a lot because as a teenager, it's what you would do. You go to the tracks.
Yes.
You hang out and go to the tracks, and then you run to the back of your car, and there's little fingerprints all over the back of your car because you freaking put baby powder. You didn't wipe it off first. You just put baby powder, and it's the oils from your fingers from every time you close the trunk. Like obviously, there's going to be fingerprints on the back. Anyway, but so I digress.
You put the fingerprints there, you weirdo.
I digress. But yes, there's
Wow.
fingerprints all over your car. And then if you drive around the neighborhood, all the street names are names like Megan, Ashley, Liam, whatever. Like, because all the kids that died, whatever. It's creepy as fuck. And it's an old neighborhood, and this is from like the 50s or 60s or whatever. And it's creepy. And I used to do that all the time when I was in high school because, I like to scare myself. But it's just one of those those gravity places where it looks like it's up a hill.
Yeah.
But it's like a visual, it's like an illusion, but it's actually downhill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's terrifying.
yeah, that was fun. So that's what I grew up with was the tracks. The tracks was one.
You know what's funny is I can't think of a single like Florida-based ghost story.
I
know
mean,
we
Florida
used
itself is
to-
terrifying. You don't
we
need
are
any
a
more.
walking nightmare, honestly.
You do not need more.
But like I remember like my friends and I, we used to always go to like abandoned schools, just hang out around them.
Why are there
you know.
abandoned schools in Florida?
I think you
Kidding,
can
I'm
tell by our governor that we don't really prize education here. Just
I
kidding.
know.
But
Ours
yeah,
does if it has a
so
good football team.
that's what it was. The
They're
kids
like
couldn't play
shutting
football.
down the art
So-
department. More jerseys.
Yes. I mean, the kids need new jerseys every year. How else do you expect them to have self-esteem?
I mean, they just need to be able to see Ghost.
I mean, that would help. But
and have an
really what-
amazing boobs.
I love it. The best, I mean, I think the like reoccurring ghost story that came up the most was Bloody Mary.
Oh yeah.
And I remember in like 3rd or 4th grade, I think I went to this Boys and Girls Club, and the like big field area was actually because it was like in a neighborhood. So it was just a bunch of houses like around the field area.
Yeah.
So when you would walk around, you could see the back of all these houses. And it was this one house that was like super dilapidated and just looked like no one had been there forever. So one of the things we used to do with like, especially if like a new kid would come, is be like, you know, tell them Bloody Mary lives there. And we would make them get like super close to the fence. And then all of a sudden just like scare them. Oh, those are good times. And then sometimes like turn the lights off in the bathroom and just say Bloody Mary like 5 times. We were assholes. But it was fun.
You're like, we were assholes.
Yes.
We used to do that. We used to do the light as a feather, stick as a board.
Yes. Or yeah, stiff as a board. Oh my gosh.
And then I remember doing so the Ouija board.
Yes.
So we always heard the story about the Ouija board and how, you know, this one person's mom was super religious and she threw it away and it came back, and she burned it and it came back. And so I went to a house, like a sleepover, and someone kept saying, you know, my mom kept trying to get rid of it and it kept coming back. And then she like brought it out and it was like brand new and like it like had just been ripped out of the plastic. And I was like, that's so creepy. I'm not playing. I went and hid. I was like, I literally have never played the Ouija board because I was scared of it because I was Mormon. But
I've never played with it either. And
I
I'm not
want
sure
to.
why.
I
I've just
want
never,
one.
it's never come up. We should
Yeah.
play one with one. Honestly, I
Yes.
want to see how this works. I honestly, I love Halloween for that
None of us
specific
are
purpose.
going to move it at all. Like we're all just be sitting there like, I dare you. I dare you.
Right? Because it's almost like, what is Ouija amongst a bunch of atheists other than just
Yeah.
us trying to prove to each other that we are logical enough to not fall for this shit?
We're gonna
That's
be like,
what it is.
just do it, Brent. We know it's gonna be you. Come on. Just,
He does like the drama.
just
He
freaking
brings it.
move it. Oh yeah. I don't live with someone who's drama.
I love it. We're both just gonna be sitting there like, can y'all just get this
Just
over with?
Move it already. I need another drink, and my drink person hasn't arrived. So
I love it. Yes, I want to play with
because
the
I
Ouija board.
can't afford 70 plus benefits. I literally can't afford that. It's too rich for
It's my final lover.
that's
Sorry.
too rich. I will be someone's drink person as well then. We will both just be drink people.
Listen, I'm okay with that.
I'm like,
I
is my
feel
shirt optional? Like, I don't care. I am willing to negotiate. I
I will
am
wear a uniform. I'm good with it.
here for this. Do you
Why
need me
not?
to order it from the lingerie section of a website? Because I will do that.
100%.
But
But
I'm
I
gonna get
love
some
I
weird
actually
emails. I'm not gonna respond to. It's fine.
I'm looking forward to it actually. But I love being scared.
Me
Like I
too.
really do. It is one of my favorite things. Like we watched as soon as Halloween Kills came out on
I saw
Peacock.
it in the theater.
Okay,
I
how
saw
did
the theater.
you how did you feel about it?
Okay, so I went with a partner who laughed the entire time, which made it less scary for me. But
love
it was super fun. I enjoyed it because I like slasher things.
See, yeah.
And
Okay.
I don't like over gore. I don't like Saw stuff. Like that's
Ooh,
just
me neither.
brutality. but I like slasher stuff, and I like really cerebral, like jumpy scare stuff, or
Yes.
like I like psychological scary. Like one of my favorite horror movies is The Skeleton Key.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. I also like the others. Like I like things like that, but not
Yes.
but not
That
things
is a
that are
good
like
one.
yeah. I like those.
That is a really good one.
Like the first season of The Haunting of Hill House. Like I liked that one.
That one was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I also
But I couldn't get into the second season at all because that one scared me too much that I had to turn it off.
You're like, I can't do this.
No, the wet
is not for me.
footprints across the kitchen. I turned it off. I was done. I've heard it's not even as scary, but that scared me.
You're like, I was done at that point.
No.
Yeah, I also like ones like that. Like, for example, I could never watch The Changeling again. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was just Angelina Jolie's face. I think it's also just something about 1940s and 50s LA terrifies me because it just is so real of like how it was just kind of pandemonium. Like the mafia fully owned that city, and it was just kind of like everyone's on their own, and that to me is just terrifying. Like
it's scary.
The West in that time just seems like a very terrifying place.
Probably why I can't watch the Dahlia Hotel documentary again.
Oh no, I don't do that anymore.
Celia?
What's that?
The hotel.
Oh yeah, the Celia one. But I was thinking like the Black Dahlia too. Like
can't watch that one either.
Reminiscent of that time and how fucking
terrified. Yeah, that's why I mixed it up. But I mixed them up. But I can't watch either one of them again.
Same. Both really terrifying and sad and uniquely LA. And
very
so
LA.
Like,
yes,
exactly. It's like
the only thing I got from the Celia documentary is I need to go to that bookstore.
Which one?
I've been watching TikToks of that bookstore.
There's a bookstore?
It was the last place she went to alive.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That was a good anecdote. Yes.
And I've been watching TikToks of the bookstore and sending it to people. They're like, stop sending us bookstores TikToks.
You are obsessed.
I'm like, it's my love language. First of all. TikToks are my love language. And memes.
You're obsessed. Yes. We were talking about the Halloween movie.
Yes. I loved it.
I was kind of disappointed because I feel like Michael Myers is that one, like what makes him scary is not the fact that he carries around a big knife and kills people. It's the fact that he
doesn't even show up with a knife most of the time.
Exactly. Like he's so random about it. That's what's so interesting.
Though. Like that's what's so scary about It Follows. Like
yes, that was another really good one.
It's slow moving. So that's what's not scary about it. Like it's slow moving, but it's not ever stopping.
Yes.
So he walks. I can't even do the walk, but the walk is fantastic where he's like I can't even do it. But he doesn't move fast. But then somehow he sets up elaborate kill scenes in like 2 minutes. How?
That's what I'm saying. That is not his game. That's not what he does. Like if you want that,
I'm not ruining anything, but the swing set, I was like, how the fuck did he have time for all that nonsense?
That makes no fucking sense.
No sense.
It makes, and it
he
also
moved locations with the bodies. Why?
Why exactly? And then like the whole like killing the husband and the wife, the older couple is like this is not his MO. His MO is he slips in and he slips out. Like he doesn't waste his energy on things he's not interested in. Yes. Exactly. Like that's not at all. It's never been him. So that's the only thing that kind of bothered me about it is because it's like we already have tons of horror movies like that. Like we have Nightmare on Elm Street where we get super elaborate deaths. I mean, listen, the man turned a woman into a cockroach. That is brilliant. That's art right there. And he did it while what's her name? What's her name? The singer Sinead O'Connor. And he did it while a Sinead O'Connor song was blaring in the background. Yes. That's art. Peak. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't need Michael Myers to do all of that. Michael Myers is on a mission. Okay. He's on a mission.
He just wants to kill Jamie Lee Curtis. That's it. That's all he wants.
And this movie just was
I didn't see the last one. So, I didn't see the last one. I was lost as fuck.
It's all the same. Yeah, it was. It doesn't matter. It honestly didn't matter. He just killed a bunch of people, but not Laurie Strode. And so we continue. And this one was just, he killed everybody.
I know.
He killed
everybody. And so there was one point where someone falls from a height. And
what was that?
I close my eyes. I close my eyes because I can't handle that shit.
Yeah, me too. I didn't
And
see it.
my theater partner was laughing like so loud and so hard. I was like,
God.
because my eyes are closed. I'm almost crying because it's like the brutality.
Yes. And it's so funny because Brent turns to me and he's like, they just
fuck?
had the budget for those prosthetics. So they went through that whole storyline just so we could see that. And I was like, yeah, that was it. Exactly. Because it made no sense whatsoever.
No sense.
It was like,
That
am I watching the same movie that I've been watching this whole, like, because at that point we were like an hour and 15 minutes in at that fucking point.
And it was like a whole different storyline. I was like, what is happening?
And you know who co-wrote that and co-produced that, right?
Who?
Danny McBride.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So all I think
Danny,
of
we
is
see
Talladega Nights, right?
Mhm.
Where he's like, why are you listening to the stereo and the TV at the same time? He's like, because I like to party. Like, that's every time Danny McBride comes up, I'm just like, I have my foot up and it's like, because I like to party.
I will say, outside of his writing of this movie, he is a treasure. I will always love him the most from Eastbound and Down.
I have not been able to get. I started it a couple times. I haven't watched it yet. The show I've been watching lately is I am watching Ted Lasso because
is it good?
So good. So it's one of those. It's. Okay,
I know I would love it because it's in London, so I'm already, or it's in England, so I'm already just kind of like, I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, it's in Manchester. Like I can't even. I
love
like
a Manchester accent too.
And then there's Ted Lasso, who's from like Nebraska. He's like, oh, you can't rip a horse with a blah, blah. Like, so it's the guy from We're the Millers. You know, it's Jason Sudeikis. Who's delightful. I think he's on the spectrum.
Oh,
I strongly suspect he's on the spectrum because he has zero sense of propriety, boundaries, social contracts, social norms, and he just like charms his way into this town and into these footballers' lives and into this football club. And it's what that, who's the asshole? Ricky Gervais. It's what the Derek show could have been. Does that make sense? Only with football.
I don't think I've ever seen Derek though.
It was great, but it's what it could have been. Like the heart of it, only he was playing an autistic person like they were very disabled instead of being just like a person who didn't have like the social bounds.
So, yeah.
He was very like everybody was kind of like giving him the job kind of thing instead of he earned it. And it was so, but yeah, it was what Derek could have been is how I feel about it. It's that same kind of charming. It's so good.
I believe you. It's
and
just
so we had to get Apple TV.
Channel. It's another channel.
Is we didn't do Apple. We don't do Apple anywhere. I don't have an Apple laptop. I don't have an Apple phone. I don't do Apple anywhere because I hate that proprietary shit. Like I hate it.
I'm not getting rid of my phone every fucking 2 years.
Exactly.
I don't do that.
But Apple TV is only $5.99 a month. And I'm like, and why am I still paying like $17 for Netflix when they're kind of defending a transphobic like
Netflix is not great.
It's on notice right now, actually. It's on notice. I just paid this month and I may not pay next month. I don't
blame you. The thing that's pissing me that is just
don't double down. The
thing that kills me is like Netflix will throw so much money at not even having a guarantee that it's going to be good, but just, this person's famous and they'll bring in some viewers. Here's a shit ton of money. Yeah. And then there'll be an actual good show. Like there was a great show that came out last fall with, I can't remember her name right now, but the young actress from It, where she had powers. And it was like this little town in Pittsburgh. It was so good and canceled.
What was it? I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called, but it was a great little show.
Was it Push?
No, it wasn't Push. I cannot remember.
That was a movie. Push was a movie.
It was so cute. It was only like 8 episodes, and I was just getting into it, and of course it's canceled, forever, nothing.
So Netflix should do what Amazon Prime used to do, where they make like the pilot episode of like 8 different shows, and then people
Yes.
vote on it.
Yes.
But then the ones I want, they
didn't
never
win.
Hmm.
God damn it. Did you vote for that one with Rob Stark where they were going into
I did
outer
like
space?
it, but I really liked. So they did make a season. I liked I Love Dick because of course I did. No, but it was with Kevin Bacon and Anna Gasteyer, and it was amazing.
Watch that one.
It was so good. But they made a first season and then they never made anything else. I was like, God damn it. Because it was
like
about,
you cannot engage, you cannot invest.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you just have you been watching The Last Man by any chance? Why The
not
Last Man?
yet. I need
Well,
to.
you might want to rethink it because they got canceled already.
Okay.
After 7 episodes, they're already canceled.
Mm.
And it's
See,
very
and
frustrating.
we went back and we tried to watch Lucifer because I love that
My
Tom
aunt
Tom
loves
guy.
that fucking show.
So he's in my favorite British show ever, Miranda. I've talked about it before. You've seen Miranda?
I've seen some of Miranda, yes.
And it's
quite cute. I really like her.
See? And
as like a human and an actress.
Me too. So I love that show so much. I love him. But then I tried watching Lucifer and the acting is so bad and the stories are so bad and I just can't. I just can't. I don't care. I don't care.
Can't do it.
I just
like
don't
no
care.
shade against network TV, but it has to be really good for me to invest in a network TV show. I mean, say that as a person who still watched Law and Order SVU. So look, my opinion might be garbage.
I love the only network TV show I watch is with my kids and we watch Holy Moly.
What's that?
It's extreme mini golf, Nikki. They set the courses on fire. It is the best show on television.
I love it.
It's on Hulu and there's 3 seasons now and
Holy moly.
Yeah, and the
excellent.
announcers are hilarious. They talk shit about the contestants like live. And there's one where they do something to choose who's going to go first or if they're like +1 or +2. I don't even understand the rules. But they do something first and it's like an extreme thing like they have to like jump this thing or run this course. Or there's one where they have to do like a diving competition and one of the contestants is like a professional Olympic diver and they're like, you guys are fucked.
I fucking love that.
It's so much fun.
It's funny. Some of my favorite.
He shows up in a fur coat and like a Speedo. And
that's a hot look, actually.
I mean, that's what I wear to bed.
I mean, seriously, that's hot right there. I only like reality shows are tough for me. Like I only like basically Survivor and Big Brother. I don't know. It's really
you have to watch The Circle.
Everyone keeps telling me that, but I don't know. It just seems like I'm gonna cringe so hard all the time.
Okay, it's Big Brother if everybody's isolated.
I know, but I like the drama of everybody
being
together.
Too. But they have group chats. There's a lot of stuff going on. And then okay. So you like reality shows, you like Big Brother.
Yes.
The Challenge.
Okay, everybody keeps telling me that, but I tried to watch an episode recently and it just seemed like a lot of testosterone. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just kind of like, that's not my thing.
You got to go back a couple years because you need to get all of the lowdown. Like, you need to know who's fucked who.
Yes.
You need to know, like, so if you watch the exes episode, you want to see that fight. You want to see who got married and then who shows up with their ex-wife and who, that's what you
see. I might low-key go back because
we did that. That was our COVID binge, was we watched The Challenge.
Oh, I should go. Oh, that's a good.
Because better than Tiger King.
Coral has been my favorite ever since her season of Real World. I have had an enduring love. She does. She comes in and out. I think she hasn't done one in a minute, but she used to be like.
I'm gonna braid my hair.
Yeah. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Give self-care. It's self-care Sunday, by the way. So
good.
Do that.
Oh, is it a Bones Day or not? I don't even know. I don't even know if it's a Bones Day.
What is a Bones Day?
It's a TikTok thing.
Okay. Like can I tell you, I feel like I am missing out on a whole section of our culture because I do not have TikTok and I
except for the ones I send you because it's my love language.
Yes. That is true. I feel so included when I get those. But other than that, I have no fucking clue.
And then you're like TikTok. In the chat, you're like, real talk. That's true. And I'm like, thank you. Not so.
Look, I'm real about it.
So, like, there's this dog. It's like this geriatric dog. And a Bones Day is when the owner stands him up and he stands. And a no Bones Day is when he just goes limp. And that means it's going to be a good day. Yesterday was a Bones Day. I don't know about today. I didn't check.
Is the owner of this dog doing this every single day?
Yep. I don't watch it. I'm just saying, if you see on social media, it's a Bones Day. That's what it means.
That's what that means. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I also need everybody to know what Let's Go Brandon means, because that's a whole thing.
Oh my God. Thank you for bringing that into my life, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. I see it in all my mom's groups. I'm like, I fucking hate all of y'all, apparently.
I love it. Like I said, NASCAR is still bringing us all together. That's what they do. That's what they do.
All right, sorry.
We can't even blame NASCAR on this. It's such a leap.
It's not even NASCAR.
It's such a leap. It's such a leap. Like I goddamn. I can't believe I have to keep up with that. I don't have to, but it's just like, it just gets buried in there because the art is just like repeating it over and over and over again until it's in there. Like a pop song, like a really bad pop song. Oh God, it's awful.
Oh my goodness.
I think so what is on your so what, we have a week until Halloween?
Yeah, I have 2
you
parties
only
on
have
Saturday. I'm trying to figure out the order because one of them gets weird at night. So I'm going to try to figure out the order if I want to be there for the weirdness.
Bad or weird? Depends on your mood.
Yeah. So I need to figure out if I want to be there for the weirdness or if I want to be there to make everybody mad at the next party.
I find those kind of choices just have to be made in the moment. Because
Oh,
you can tell yourself on like a
I
Sunday.
can't make that. If you go with someone, you can't make those choices in the moment. You have to have the plan ahead of time.
Oh, okay. I'm with
it needs to be well documented ahead of time.
Got it. Got you. But okay, so you have some parties coming up. So that means you have even less time to get in some Halloween movies before the season is over. So what's on the list?
Okay. So I've never seen The Babadook. I kind of want to. I've heard things.
You should.
I heard that. I heard I should. I really liked the one with the grandparents. The Visit or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think I want to watch that one again. I saw it in the theater and I really liked it.
That one is terrifying.
It's so scary.
Yes.
But I don't know what else. I'm not sure. I love Halloween movies, but not as much as Christmas movies. So I kind of want to start watching Christmas movies, but I know I shouldn't for the next 5 days, probably.
I mean,
I really want to.
Start with the crappy ones or start with the ones that are not as special until you get to the special ones in the actual season.
Well, I've already seen, I watched Hocus Pocus with my children.
Okay.
I love that movie. I used to like the Little Witch. I used to like Little Monsters, but I don't like it anymore.
You know what's funny? Me either. I tried to rewatch it because Grant never seen it because growing up Christian, he wasn't allowed to watch it because I think they said damn or something.
Probably.
So I rewatched it recently and I was like, wow, I do not remember this movie as fondly as I thought. And you're right, it is fucking gross.
It's gross. Like the monsters are gross.
Yes.
Like why are they peeing and things? And why are they? Oh, it's so gross.
Oh my God.
Boogers. Like so many
the
boogers.
Back of that guy's head is just like mangled brain.
I need to watch Beetlejuice. I love
Beetlejuice. Is so good.
Love Beetlejuice. And I will sing along with that entire last scene. So what about you?
Okay, so definitely I think we're gonna watch The Blob because the 80s Blob is on Peacock. Nice. And I haven't seen that one.
I don't have Peacock. I need to get Peacock.
You should because they do have a lot of free stuff actually. You don't have to pay for a lot of it. Like they have it's just still so funny to me that they have tiered access to The Office. Like if you want free Office, you only get so many seasons, and then if you want all of The Office, you have to pay this much. It's very weird.
You're like, The Office wasn't that great. First of all,
it's so weird. Like I watched The Office at the time. I've rewatched it multiple times since then, but I still don't understand why it has as much cultural currency as it does. Oscar is amazing, and
Mindy Kaling.
Oh my God, she's so good. She's so good, and I love Toby. Honestly, I love pretty much all of them except for the main characters at this point.
I love Jan. That's her name, right? Jan with the boobs.
And oh my God. And I just love everything about her little character. Like the fact that she named her daughter
her boobs.
Astrid. Like Astrid. I just love her. I
I
don't
can't
know
stop
why.
playing with my pigtails. I love them so much.
You should. They're
I
fun.
should wear pigtails
Play
all the
with
time.
them. But definitely The Blob, probably Nightmare on Elm Street 3 at some point, which honestly
Okay.
fucked me up as a kid. Honestly, like
The-
I don't know. It was the kid with the
I
like
get it.
marionette.
I've never seen it.
Woo!
I have only seen Nightmare on Elm Street 1. It's literally the only thing I've ever seen. With the blood that comes out from the mattress, that's all I've ever seen.
Listen, that's not even the best one.
I'm sure.
Especially considering you like camp. So please watch 3.
Oh,
Warriors, Dream
I
Warriors.
love like Shaun of the Dead. I love the
See?
movie that you recommended with the chick that you said looked like me.
Grabbers.
Grabbers. I love
Yes.
Grabbers. Loved Grabbers.
So good. So good.
I love. So there's this one, Camp Dread.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
It's by the lizard people, like the lizard.
Oh yeah,
Club.
Club Dread. Yes.
Club Dread.
That was very fucking good.
Super good.
Very much
I watched
enjoyed
that in the middle of the night. Like my favorite part of the whole movie is the last 2 minutes where the people that make it are getting away and the legs are still kicking after them.
Yes.
Like the killer's legs is like they're still kicking after them. It's like you're gonna die.
Yes, Brentley made me watch that, and I was just like, I was in love with it. I was like, this
It
is
was so
hilarious.
great. I watched in the
love
middle of the
it.
night one night when I couldn't sleep because I was like just couldn't sleep, and
That's a
such
good one.
movie. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's on yeah.
You need to watch it, and you definitely need to watch number 4. If you don't
Okay.
watch any of the other Nightmare on Elm Streets, please watch number 4 because
Okay.
some of the kills in that one, like it's like Nightmare on Elm Street and peak 80s all at once.
Okay,
Like peak
okay.
like late 80s, early 90s all at once. It is just. And like some of the kills, like I said, it's just out of this world. And you get to see Freddy Krueger dressed as like a nurse for a second there. And that
Like
image
a
alone is worth
nurse?
it. Yes. He gets real sassy. Like he just starts getting real sassy in these movies.
Sassy.
I'm telling you, like Freddy Krueger is fucking a sassy bitch. And I enjoy it. It's a ride. Yeah, so definitely watch those. But yeah,
I will
The Blob,
for sure.
I think.
I'll watch
And
this.
definitely that.
I love what is it? 8-Legged Freaks.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then the
funny.
clowns, the killer clowns from outer space.
Killer
that one's
Clowns from
fun.
Outer Space. Yes, that is so good.
I
Oh my
can't.
God, what was
so
that
I
movie?
actually watched
Oh!
way more horror movies than I thought growing up, and I've
What
seen
about
like
Monster Squad?
Monster Squad. What is that one?
Oh my God. Okay, so Monster Squad is so good. It's like an old school, so it's 80s Halloween, and actual like the old school monsters come back to life. So like the Mummy, Dracula, Frankenstein,
I don't think I've seen that, but it sounds like something I need
the
to
swamp
see.
thing, like sea creature, all the
Yeah.
And so these group of kids basically have to figure out how to get them back, like to basically kill them. And it's like all this like witchcraft, like German, and like they put Nazis in it somehow. It's actually quite good. It's kind of like the Goonies, but for Halloween shit. It's on Prime right now, actually. So you should look for it. It's
Monster
good. And it's something the
Squad.
kids might like too.
Okay.
Because it's kind of, it's watch it first because it does have that 80s thing where it's like normal, and then all of a sudden we're talking about having sex and like kids' virginity, because for some reason all 80s movies had to have that like Porky's aspect to it for some reason.
I have teenagers, so I'm
Oh,
and
yeah.
I actually have an adult child too, so I'm
That's true, you do.
he's almost 19. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. I love talking to you
Yes.
so much though. So,
Yes,
I
we
miss
could do
you.
this all night.
I miss you.
Same. I'm glad we had this. I'm not happy that Amy could not make it, but Amy with a Y.
I'm
But
pretty
I'm happy
I'm
to be
happy
here.
about it.
I'm not participating in this. Amy with a
Nickoween,
Y.
for the record, Nickoween has agreed with us.
Love you both.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So we have this whole thing where I can close it out and we can just
Okay.
be done. So
Let's do this.
I don't have the list of patrons pulled up, and I don't know how to get on the patrons, and Amy does that, so I'm not going to do it this episode. And
Fair.
so everybody knows we are not going to do a live show next week. Not that anyone has figured out how to watch the live shows yet. It's fine. It's whatever.
Takes a minute.
It's only our second week. It's fine. So we're not doing a Halloween episode, or this is our Halloween episode. Next week is Halloween. We're not doing one on Halloween because it's actually it's Halloween. And I'm going to be hiding in my house with my light off. So
Well, you know what? We're going to be at a party, so I can't even.
I'm actually going to be at a casino. I'm going to
See?
be at a casino. So I'm not going to record an episode. So Just
I
telling
feel
you.
you.
Yeah.
Live.
So, but it's always so great talking to Nikki. I love her so much.
Same. Thank you so much for thinking of me.
Always.
Thanks
You
for
were
thinking of
literally
me.
you were the only person I texted. Yeah. Because if I was like, if Nikki can't do it, I guess I'll start like racking my brain. But you were the person I texted because I was like, who do I want to do it with? Nikki.
I appreciate it. I had such a great time.
Hey.
Thank you. Happy to come back whenever.
Okay, tomorrow.
Well, no, I was kidding.
Some of us have to work for a living, Amy.
Unfortunately, why can't I just win the lotto? I'm just gonna win the lotto, buy a big plot of land, and we're all just gonna build houses on it.
Need to figure out how to sell like feet pics or something. I'm trying to figure that out.
Can I
My
tell
feet
you?
are adorable, and all they're doing is hauling me around, like not doing any work.
Like we need to make side hustles out of all these limbs.
Thank
God damn
you. It's like
earn your keep, limb.
Like, come on, anything? Nothing? No. Okay. Audio people, that was my elbow. All right.
I love an elbow kink.
Yeah. Probably. I don't want to Google it. I don't want to Google it. All right.
All right. Bye.
I'm going to mute both of us just in case.
Thanks to all of you motherfuckers who put up with the Amy's droning on week after week. If you enjoy their delightful bitchcraft, please follow them on all of the social medias and send them all of your money on Patreon or PayPal. You can find them on these platforms by using the Google machine. It's not hard. If you want to bitch with other fans about the show, join the Secret Soup Talk Facebook group. If you want to tell Amy and Amy to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com, although it may go unanswered. Please rate and review the show on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. It will help spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, text someone right now. Tell your friends. As always, we'll leave you with the vocal stylings of Mr. Eli Bosnick.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness, minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.